Boom. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Wednesday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today, we're going to be taking a look at another beer from the team over at Adroit Brewing. I could probably consider them my favorite brewery of all time, just because I've had so many of their beers and have never been let down yet. But today, we got one here from their triple IPA series called Evangelion. So they've done a couple variants of this triple IPA line. And today we're going to be looking at their second variation of it called Lilith. So this is a 10% triple hazy IPA. And it is brewed with, where's the frickin' thing? It might actually be. My phone's vibrating for a second. What the hell's going on there? I guess somebody was calling me. Don't mind that. Not going to answer. But yeah, this is a triple IPA double dry hopped with Citra, Eldorado, Galaxy, and Taiheki hops, which all four of those hops are really, really well known for bringing lots of tropical fruit, tropical citrus, all the kind of stuff in there. And I'm pretty damn excited to give this one a try. I love Adroit Theory's triple IPAs. I've never been disappointed with a triple IPA that I've had from them, and they're kind of the brewery I'm kind of thinking of in my head when it comes to when I'm going to release my quad IPA. So I want to kind of give stuff like them a little bit credit of making me fall in love with this kind of style of an IPA. But yeah, I'm super excited. Adroit Theory has come out with, I've had so many different beers from them, and I have just had a wonderful, wonderful experience from them every single time. So I'm pretty damn excited to give this one a try. And first of all, just look how badass that can art is. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. It's just, I wouldn't expect anything less from Adroit Theory, just because they're definitely big metal heads like I am, which is really cool. So they like to kind of make their can art a little metal feeling as well. So let's crack this thing open. I want to see what I'm going to get on the nose with this guy. I'm expecting this thing to be really hazy, loads of tropical fruit, loads of citrus in this one. So let's crack this thing open and see what we get on the nose. What the hell? What are we getting there? No, just a random scam call probably. But let's see what we get on the nose with this guy. Yep, right off the bat. Loads of, definitely getting more tropical fruit than citrus for sure. Getting loads of mango. Maybe a little bit of like guava kind of note coming through. But definitely the citrus is more coming out on the back end. It almost gives me like a grapefruity lemon kind of citrus in there as well. But yeah, it smells absolutely delicious. So, gonna be drinking this out of my Heart of the North Brewing Company glass this afternoon. So let's pour this thing. I'm expecting this thing to be crazy, crazy hazy, which some of my favorite IPAs are some nice hazy IPAs, and with it being a triple IPA, I'm thinking it's going to have more of like an orange juicy kind of color. It's definitely going to have more of an orange kind of complexion to it. So let's pour this thing and see what it's all about. Oh yeah, definitely having that deep, deep orange color to it. A little bit of a soft head, not too crazy. But yeah, that looks absolutely fantastic. Nice head on there. Getting that almost very, very deep, almost like orange juicy kind of orange color to it. Still getting loads of citrus, loads of tropical fruit. Definitely mango and like guava, pineapple are definitely the tropical fruit aspects I'm getting from this. And for the citrus is definitely getting like hints of like grapefruit, lemon. Definitely getting like a little bit of a spice kind of factor going in there as well. But yeah, this smells absolutely fantastic. I have a feeling it's going to taste just as good. So let's see what we get on this guy. So let's give it a try. So, cheers everybody. Happy Wednesday. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's delicious. Definitely not as sweet as some of the other triple IPAs that I've had from Adroit Theory. But this one just hits you right in the face with like a little bit more of an acidic kind of citrusy note to it, which it is what it is. Sometimes I'm a little bit not the biggest fan of where the citrusy notes and a little bit of acidity comes through a little bit too much, but it's not too bad in this one. Definitely get hit in the face right up front with just lemon, grapefruit, just very, very strong. I want to say crazy acidic, but just an acidic kind of citrus flavor coming at the front. In the middle, you're definitely getting hints of like mango, a little bit of pineapple, just like that tropical fruit kind of vibe with it. But overall, mouthfeel is super pillowy, very juicy. Not really giving me any like oily or kind of dry kind of mouthfeel afterwards, but yeah, It's pretty damn delicious. Pretty damn delicious. Definitely, I don't know if I'd consider this one of my favorite triple IPAs I've had from Adroit there. I know there's a couple that I've enjoyed more, but this is definitely still a pretty damn solid one. So, I'm not really going to go through the similar beers list on this one just because it's literally the same brewery on 3 of them, and then a home brewer, and then a brewery that I don't even think is going to be even close to being available for a lot of people. But when it comes to finding IPAs like this, if you're looking for like a higher ABV triple IPA, there's a couple breweries that definitely come to mind when it comes to finding availability for them and finding just somebody who makes this kind of style. I know there's Tripping Animals down in Florida who makes a lot of triple IPAs. Who else can I think of? Magnify definitely does it. I forgot where Magnify is. I thought they were on the East Coast somewhere. Of course, Anchorage Brewing Company does some triple IPAs. There's definitely a good amount of breweries that do higher ABV, a little bit more boozy of an IPA. But I don't want to say it's like not the crazy common thing. It'll definitely be something to where they probably release a good triple IPA somewhere near the end of the year sometimes, because it's in case if you want to, instead of having like if you don't want to do a porter or a stout kind of something for the winter, if you don't want to do like a barrel aged beer, you could definitely have a 10% IPA kind of take the place, like a triple IPA kind of come through, because it's going to get that little bit of warmth after drinking it from a while, from like just making your body feel warm from the 10% ABV. But overall, there are a fair amount of breweries that come out with triple IPAs with that kind of higher ABV mark. You just kind of got to look and just find them. I know if you go to like a good liquor store or bottle shop, they definitely have some good variety, and there's a good chance that you may be able to find a good like higher ABV triple IPA around the country. Pretty common. It's not a crazy rare style, but there are quite a few amount of breweries that definitely do enjoy kind of playing around with that higher ABV, either being a triple dry hop or just making a double, triple, quad IPA kind of situation. So, and a couple things that I'm thinking about when they made this. I'm curious if they, when it comes to kind of creating that booziness, of course you want to have, I'm wondering if they didn't sparge this beer, because sometimes with an IPA, with any kind of beer, you could choose not to sparge it, which is adding more water to the mash after the initial mash water is added in, just to kind of extract more sugars, but kind of lighten it up and almost kind of, I consider something sparging, because it's almost like watering it down a little bit if you want to kind of make sure that gravity is a little bit lower, so you're going to kind of get that more of a equal kind of ABV. And so if you're doing a no sparge, you're going to definitely have less of a beer, so you kind of want to double your batch up a little bit if you want to could take like the difference between the amount of sparge water you're in, because if you're doing your measurements right, you're gonna have a certain many gallons of wort after it is sit in the grain and all that kind of stuff. So I'm curious if whenever they do their triple or quad IPA, if they do a no sparge on it, because it definitely will do something for color as well. Of course, you're definitely gonna have lighter grain in there. It's not gonna have loads of color. But yeah, I'm just curious if that's what they do. But with all that being said, let's start looking here at Untappd, and let's read the description of this, what it shows on Untappd for the description of this guy. So right here it says, the second release of our Evangelion series picks up where we first left off. Its rich, pillowy body is the ideal vehicle to transport dominant notes of mango, passion fruit, lemon, and tangerine straight to your palate. Aromas of tropical citrus fruits burst out of the can, enticing each subsequent sip. Yeah, definitely. I'm not really getting the passion fruit nut kind of notes from the hops in there. I'm not really getting a lot of tangerine flavors. To me, I'm just getting a lemon, a lot of grapefruit. But definitely that mango. I'm getting more of a guava and like a pineapple instead of just like the passion fruit aspect of it. But that may add a little bit of acidity. Of course, the lemon and the tangerine flavors may add acidity. Who knows? They may actually add purees in this as well to kind of help with some of those tropical fruit or citrus flavors, or also just kind of helping it haze out a little bit more, making it a little bit more hazy. Of course, they're not using clearing agents when it's in the fermenter, so you don't have to worry about that. But overall, yeah, this beer is absolutely delicious. I'm definitely enjoying this one for sure. Like I said before, I don't think I'd put it up there with some of my favorite triple or quad IPAs I've had from Adroit Theory, but this is still definitely a good one. I would love to try more from the Evangelion series. I've had a few from this series before, but I don't know if I'd put this towards the bottom of my list of ones that I've had from them, because I've had so many beers from Adroit Theory. It's kind of hard to remember which ones I've had and which ones I haven't. That's why I kind of leave Untappd up to it to kind of let me know what I've had and what I have not had. So, of course, then it says here double dry hop with Citra, El Dorado, Galaxy, and Taiheki. So I'm assuming that those 4 hops are also used in the boiling process as well. So then they just double dry hop it, doubling their amount of hops in after each dry hop. But yeah, I'm looking here. It looks like this one is getting availability over in Europe or different countries right now. So this one's definitely overseas, having some popular check-ins, because I'm seeing a lot of, looks like Germany, maybe some other places checking this one in. But let's look here on my friends list and see if there's anybody in my friends who's checked this one in. Okay, there is. But before we read who checked it in, of course, we got to go through everything on here with the average ratings and how many people have rated it here. So like I said before, it's a 10% ABV. So I would no way consider this beer a sessional beer at all. This is definitely, you're going to have one of these. You're definitely going to be feeling a little bit of a warmth from the booze. You're definitely going to be just one to chill. Definitely wouldn't really consider this being a multiple beer and going and drive kind of situation kind of beer. Not at all. And with over 1,024 ratings, this one has an average rating of 4.09 out of 5, which is pretty good. Pretty good. Kind of, I think that's probably going to be where around I kind of put this one, kind of around the 4 realm when I kind of check it in. But let's see here. Of course, getting back to my friends list, and it looks like my father checked this one in, and he gave it a 4.25 out of 5, purchase off Tavour, which is how we usually get a lot of our Adroit Theory beers before we started noticing that their beers are available on their website, and they're actually a little bit cheaper than what we're spending on Tavour. And you may have to wait a little bit longer, but with them, you have the opportunity to get pre-orders, all that kind of stuff. So it kind of makes up for it, especially with some of the stuff that they have on their website not being something you see on Tavour. But Tavour is always a really good option when it comes to picking up Adroit Theory beers and having them shipped to you and all that kind of stuff. So he gave it a 4.25, so that's pretty good. He must have really liked this one. I rarely see beers go up like above a 4 when it comes. Yeah, he has to really, really enjoy it for him to kind of get that 4.25, 4.5 kind of realm. But let's look back here at the global ratings and see what other people had to say. So let's see. This guy even checked this in 15 minutes ago, and he gave it a 4.25 out of 5. This person gave, let's see if I can see the translation of it. So what he said here, he said it was great, but feels like the date was a little too late. So I wonder if maybe he let this one sit too long. I'm not sure. He may have not had it in the fridge, but he gave it a 4 out of 5. Let's see. We got another 4 out of 5 here. We got a 4.25 purchased at a place I'm not even going to try to read. A lot of these purchase locations look like they're overseas right now. So this person gave it a 3.75. This person gave it a 4.75 out of 5. Let's see. This is a 4 out of 5 purchased at Rebel Beer Cans, which is, I have no idea where that is. Luckily, it was a venue that I was able to read, but the location of where it's at, I have no clue. So he gave it a 4. We got another 3.75 here. We got another 4. This guy purchased it at Ales and Brews, which looks like it's I can't even pronounce that either. What the hell? But I was able to translate it. So what he said here, he says, really fat triple IPA again for Percival. Have really run out praise for these masters, and once again I appreciate their tips on food, cheese, cigar, and hard rock to suit minced alligator to this minstrel. Yeah. Okay. So if you didn't notice, Adroit Theory does a really cool thing to where on the cans, besides the awesome can art that they have on there, a lot of the times they will actually recommend pairings and all that stuff while you're drinking this. So they do a food, cheese, cigar, and music pairing when it comes to whatever beer you're drinking, which I think is really, really cool here. So right here on the food part of it, it says minced alligator, green apple, banana blossom. So I have no idea if that's some crazy Michelin star restaurant kind of food, but I have never had alligator before, so I'm not 100%. I don't know if that would taste good with this. So if you've had alligator before, leave a comments down down below and see if you've had any alligator and see what your thoughts on alligator is. But let's see, for the cheese pairing, they suggest Holy Cow blue cheese. Let's see, for the cigar, it's Casa Turrent 1901 Robusto Madero, I think that's called. And then for the music, they recommend the song Demon by Mayhem. So that's pretty cool. I love that when they do food, cheese, cigar, and music pairings, just because breweries don't take advantage to kind of give you different experiences while drinking it. So maybe they can, before you open it, you can possibly make alligator or something if you're down south where you have the availability to purchase it, so you can have something with alligator when you drink this. And it's just overall cool. You may have that cheese that they're suggesting, even you may have the cigar to kind of pair it with as well. So I think when they do those kind of pairings, I think that's just really, really awesome that they do that, kind of having people enhance their experience of drinking it, which I think is really, really cool. So yeah, overall ratings were pretty damn good on this one. I'll do like 2 more before we start doing our stuff over here with it. So one we're going to look at here is a 3.5, and the last one we're going to look at here is a place I have never heard of because it's overseas, and this person rated it a 4 out of 5. So yeah, overall pretty damn good ratings, some 3.75s, but predominantly given that 4 to 4.25 kind of average. But yeah, that's pretty damn good. If I saw that on Untappd, I would definitely look forward to drinking this one. So with all that being said, let's start trying to figure out what we're going to be doing over here for ratings on this guy. So, of course, first thing we like to look at is can art. And you guys already heard me mention the can art at the beginning of the review. I think it's absolutely phenomenal just because, look at that. That's just unbelievable. The amount of detail. They probably have artists to do this stuff for them. I don't think I see any like credit to an artist on here because sometimes they'll even do that. Well, I know Anchorage Brewing Company does where they give credit to the artist sometimes. Or this may be some of their personal art. Who knows? But I just love like the skull with the long hair, almost having like the antelope horns, making it seem like they're horns of the person because you see those sticking out, but then you actually see the demon horns sticking out of the skull as well. But then you have the skull and crossbones on there. A lot of like death and kind of situation, which is their Evangelion, so they kind of stick to the theme of death being something that's talked about. So with this being as phenomenal as it is, it's hard for me not to give it a full 5 out of 5 for can art because that's just outstanding. And they didn't like make the picture small to where there's still a lot of space on the outside, because Adroit Theory does the cool thing to where they take advantage of the empty space with like showing all their logos and all that stuff, where it's brewed, which ghost this is, because when they make a beer, it's usually a ghost number on it, and this one's the Ghost 1065. And then of course on the other side, that's where they put the pairings in there with the food, cheese, cigar, and music pairings, and then the name of the beer right there as well. So overall, their ability to take advantage of all the real estate they have on here, making a really badass picture to be on there, and then keeping all the information you need to see, ABV, the pairings list, I think is just absolutely phenomenal. So easy 5 out of 5 for can art for me. Always really am never disappointed with anything Adroit Theory comes out with when it comes to can art. But let's see here. If I got this beer in a flight over at Adroit Theory, which is a bucket list thing, I definitely want to make it my way over to the brewery at some point in my life, just because I think that'd be amazing. If I got this beer in a flight, would I get another one? Okay, so when it comes to how Adroit Theory does like a series of beers, another bucket list thing to do if I'm over there, if they have like an entire series available, I would just love to do a flight of a series of whatever the beers they have when it comes to maybe their G.I. Joe series when it comes to the Cobra part of it. So they have the G.I. Joes and the bad guys, the Cobra side of it. They have a Dune themed beers. They have the kind of more of like a samurai theme. They have a bunch of different like themes and lines of beers that they come out with. Of course, the Evangelion's one of them. I would love to just do a flight of a series of beers, depending on if it's a certain series or not. I would just love to do that. So overall, let's see, would I get another one? Yeah, I probably would. Definitely enjoy it enough. Of course, the acidity is starting to go down a little bit from my palate, at least, so I'm not getting as acidic flavors, but definitely the citrus is still coming through predominant. Definitely having a little bit more of a spice note coming through with that citrus, which is very interesting. And I'm getting like those tropical fruit kind of notes coming in on the middle and the back end of things. So with all that being said, I think my final rating on this guy, yeah, I'm going to give it a very, very solid 8 out of 10. Really good. Would definitely recommend picking this up if you have the availability to try it, because it's definitely nice having a nice change of pace when it comes to how you're getting either citrus or tropical fruit flavors. Having that little spice note in there with the citrus is really nice, kind of changes up the palate a little bit. But overall, yeah, flavors are great. Not too boozy, not too bitter. Overall, just really, really well done triple IPA from Adroit Theory yet again. So big shout outs to them and all the entire team over there. They're always doing really, really good work over at Adroit Theory. So if you have the opportunity to go over there and try some of their beers and visit the brewery, I would definitely recommend doing so. You're going to have yourself a hell of a time and just having a beer drinking experience that you have never had before. I'm just going to go with that. They're doing so many cool things over there. So big shout outs to them. But other than that, yeah, 8 out of 10 is where I'm going to leave it. So with that being said, I think that's pretty much what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are awesome. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It would help me out a lot. Also, if you're new to the channel, like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well, along with the notification bell. I'm trying to get to 500 subs by the end of the year. Who knows if we can make it happen. I'm just going to kind of just keep pumping out content and see what happens, because we got the main people who come support me, and you guys are awesome. So if I get to 500, fine, I get to 500. If not, we're going to keep on pushing for it. But let's see. Of course, you can shoot me a follow on all my social media platforms. You can go on my Instagram where you can see what I'm beer reviewing that day. You'll see the hand checks of the beer I'm beer reviewing. Plus, you'll be able to see shenanigans I'm doing over at the brewery every once in a while when it comes to either brewing, kegging, all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to get a little bit more active when it comes to the brewery side of things on Instagram. So we'll just see what happens there. But of course, you can shoot me a friend request on Untappd. You guys hear me talk about Untappd all the time. It's a fantastic platform. I like to call it Facebook for beer drinkers because it's practically what it is. So you can go over there, check in beers, get badges, see what your friends are drinking, and just see availability of things near your area. See what little like beer stores and liquor stores and bottle shops carry in your area. They do a lot of cool things over on Untappd that you can even find what venues are carrying before you even go over there. So I just think it's a really cool platform. So if you have not shot me a friend request on Untappd yet, link to my profile is down in the description below. And last but not least, of course, if you want to support me besides just watching my videos and all that kind of stuff, the main place you can do so is going over to my Patreon. I've had that available for a few months now. We got a good crew over there, but I'm trying to get more kind of people heading over there if they want to support me, because that's the best way to do so, because that's going to help me get more beer in my hands and then help me get more beer in your hands as well, because I do monthly 4-pack giveaways of Illinois exclusive craft beer, to where depending on what tier you join in the Patreon, you will have the ability to win more chances and all that kind of stuff. And maybe down the road, when it comes to having a good amount of people, I might do more than one giveaway a month, and then we could start working on possibly getting a Discord going if there's more traffic through it, getting merch, glassware, all the kind of stuff. So if you want to support me, that is going to be the best way to do so over at the Patreon. You'll have your opportunity to get yourself some really cool Illinois exclusive craft beer, maybe some other stuff coming through when the time comes. But other than that, yeah, that is pretty much what I have for you guys today. So again, thank you everybody in chat for hanging out. You guys are amazing. Thank you everybody who's going to be watching the replay as well. And I'm ending this like I always do before we get the hell out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all next time. Cheers.